Do we have to question INEOS if they don't sack him?
I think so, yeah. I think
it's
so,
a bit of, I think it's pride for them, to be honest. Like, he's their guy.
Didn't Dan Ashworth not want him? Because he said it wasn't going to work.
No, Dan Ashworth wanted to keep Ten Hag. We're not going down that road.
No, I'm saying, as Scott was saying, is it a pride thing? I think because Dan Ashworth said the Ruben Amorim system won't work in the Premier League, and then they've gone and hired him anyway.
Yeah, I think it's a pride thing, but also I think it's Barada got all his chips on him because that's his guy.
You see the picture of him in the stand.
Yeah, so it will look humiliating on him, and then his head will be on the chopping block. But I think Amorim is making a fool of INEOS because 3 different times he has publicly said, "If I'm not the guy for this job, sack me," and he's calling their bluff. He's calling their bluff. I'm not doing it. After yesterday, after Grisby, he's saying, "I'm not going to change what I do," and I think West Ham were interested in him. Liverpool didn't want to go for him because of his stubbornness. Man United should have looked at that. They should have done the proper due diligence in terms of understanding why other clubs were kind of steered away from him. But I think he's calling Barada's bluff, and if he does get sacked, then I think Jim Ratcliffe will look at the people that made the decisions, and their head will be on the chopping block too.
It's easy to say
You're not
that.
wrong about that. Yeah, go ahead, Scott.
Amorim could end up at Man City after Pep goes. Hugo Viana's their sporting director. You know, like it's. No, I think it's.
No chance.
Well, no. I mean, if he'd have stayed at Sporting,
he would have.
Amorim probably would have gone to City, right? I think that's the way that it was. That's the way that it was going.
They wanted him. They did want him.
Exactly. So, like, it's not like nobody has wanted Ruben Amorim. He's one of the best young coaches in Europe per what he did at Sporting. So he was in line for a big job like this anyway. It's just, it's not working out. I'm looking at the list of other people, other managers. Iraola, right? He's the new in-fashion guy. He's great at Bournemouth. He relies on intensity. What does Ruben Amorim want out of his team? Intensity. Like, how long and what do we do next? You know, I think this is the big thing. This is my point of concern here. Is I don't know. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, I'm with you. I don't know.
Look at the list of people that are out there.
Keep sacking till you get there.
I agree with that.
Say like, go and get Nuno. People say like, go and get Nuno.
You can't do until the person that walks in that's good enough for the job. You have to keep testing people. What are we gonna do? Just keep language because we're getting further down. As you say, we're getting 1 point. We're averaging how many points a game? What's the
1 point per game?
1 point per game, guys. We can't keep doing this. It's going there anyway. Do you get to relegation and say, at least we stuck behind the manager, at least we backed him? No.
Well, look at him and what he's saying in that press conference yesterday. I mean, you have to be very, very secure in your job to after you've lost again, just to be like, look, if you want to change what you've seen today, you've got to change me, knowing that he's not going to get changed. Clearly, he feels very secure in where he's at, or like Minna's kind of saying, maybe he's calling their bluff, but. The question really is, when we said about INEOS and a pride thing, when do they start doing their due diligence? You know, last year with like Ten Hag, and once Ten Hag was gone very quickly, Ruben Amorim come together and, you know, looked like they've been doing their work for a while, who they wanted to go after. When does that start? Because near enough, we're getting close to like, in about a month's time, isn't it? It's to the day when, you know, Erik Ten Hag was sacked. And so that international break when we all said, he should have gone, and then we came out of it in West Ham, and then we were like, Ruben's going to come later on. When does that start happening? Because by last year's timeline, that was pretty close to starting around this point. And it makes you wonder if when we play Chelsea or going into the next international break, is that when they start having those conversations about, all right, then who would we get?
The problem is we sat managers too late.
And players too late. I agree with that too, by the way, but I also think it's players. We keep them for way too long. Why is Dallo still here? Why is Luke Shaw still here? Why the fuck are these guys still here? What are we doing, man? Like, I get when we want to blame managers for the record, because I do as well. But why are these guys still here? They're responsible for it. They can't wash themselves of this. Dallo made 2 mistakes for goals in the opening 3 fixtures. Why is he still at this club?
If Dallo was fit, he would have played.
Yeah, I agree, and he shouldn't.
Yeah, he would have.
Why is he still playing?
Ruben likes
He's in the league,
doesn't he? That's what I mean.
He's
Yeah,
in the
exactly.
leadership group. It drives me nuts. It drives me crazy.
Man United hierarchy is back in Ruben Amorim for now, but the players are losing confidence in his system. He says that the players are losing confidence in Ruben Amorim's system amid a growing crisis at Old Trafford, but United are backing him for now, with some players never having been comfortable ever with the 3-4-2-1 system or the 3-4-3 or what have you. A report from the Mirror also said Amorim's rigid 3-4-3 formation and his refusal to adapt to any other setup is said to have caused huge concern among key members of the squad. Some United players are said to feel that Amorim is undermining them and repeatedly asking them to fit into a system they are not equipped to play. So it's one of those ones where it's like this a very easy article to write the day after, isn't it? You know, about the players not being happy or what have you. But the problem is it's very believable at the same time because that's what it looks like when you watch the
one that we always get mad defensive. We always get defensive with the media saying, typical media spinning. They just hated, adored, never ignored. It was only a matter of time before they said the players are losing faith. But this time it's like, well, I've lost faith, so I guess they probably have as well. We're all ultimately sitting here saying, if you get sacked, I've got no complaints. I've got no complaints. Yeah. There's nobody that's like, because if he was doing a good enough job or we believed him in enough, there would be some of us sitting here, even like yourself, James, who sees things, you know, from more positive or whichever way, same as Scott. So there'll be someone here saying, and maybe there's people in the chat, there's no problem. These people do exist, but there'll be more people saying, no, I just know this guy's a good manager. He just needs more time. That's not the feeling anymore, or that feeling is diminishing. And I don't know, man.